The Galactic Council's ultimatum. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council stretched like an immense crystal cathedral, its towering walls shimmering with the colors of countless star systems. Representatives from hundreds of alien civilizations sat in their designated seats, an endless sea of forms, some shimmering with translucent skin, others armored in plates of bone and metal, many with shapes so bizarre they defied human imagination. At the center, a massive circular dais rose, where the council's leaders presided over the assembly. The room was tense. The matter at hand was clear, but unprecedented: humanity. In the decades since humans had expanded beyond the Sol system, their rapid technological advances and bold colonization had unsettled the fragile balance of power that governed the galaxy. Their unpredictable nature and refusal to submit to the Council's long-standing regulations had become a source of concern, one the Council could no longer ignore. The Chancellor of the Galactic Council, a regal figure named Vexer from the draconic Lutheri species, addressed the assembly. His deep, resonant voice filled the chamber. Representatives of the Galactic Council, we face a critical juncture. The humans have repeatedly declined to comply with our treaties. Their aggressive expansion and unchecked innovation threaten the delicate equilibrium that maintains peace among our civilizations. We have convened to issue a final ultimatum. Humanity must submit to Council oversight or face sanctions. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The very idea of sanctioning an entire species on the rise sent waves of anxiety and speculation. Some species were fearful, others angry. From the human delegation's side of the chamber, a figure rose, a human ambassador named Dr. Liana Reyes. She was tall, composed, with a quiet intensity that drew all eyes. Her voice was calm but carried a firm conviction that cut through the ambient murmur. "The Council's demands," she began, "ignore the fundamental right of humanity to determine its own destiny. We did not ask for your permission to explore the stars or to develop our technologies. Humanity will not bow to outdated rules designed to maintain the status quo at the expense of progress." Murmurs turned to gasps. The Chancellor's eyes narrowed. "This is a reckless stance," Vexer warned. "Your refusal to negotiate places the entire galaxy at risk. We urge you to reconsider." Dr. Reyes's gaze did not waver. "We have considered. We choose independence over subjugation." The room erupted. Several alien delegates began shouting, some calling for immediate military intervention. Others shouted down the aggressors, pleading for calm and diplomacy. The tension skyrocketed, and for a moment, the council chamber threatened to descend into chaos. But Dr. Reyes raised a hand, and silence fell. "I understand your fear. Humanity is young compared to many of your ancient civilizations, and our rapid rise seems reckless. But consider this: it is precisely our unpredictability, our refusal to be confined, that drives innovation and progress. We offer not a threat, but an opportunity, a chance to expand the boundaries of what is possible." Despite her words, the panic was palpable. Many alien leaders saw humans as a wild card, dangerous and unstable. From the corner of the chamber, a grizzled representative of the Glitheri, a spider-like species known for their ruthless pragmatism, spoke. "If humans will not negotiate, then they leave us no choice but to prepare for conflict. We cannot allow their recklessness to endanger us all." Several others nodded in agreement. The room divided sharply, a faction advocating war, a faction pleading for patience and talks, and a few quietly observing from the sidelines. The Chancellor banged his gavel, demanding order. "Enough! We will give humanity one final chance to reconsider. Failure to comply will force the Council to act decisively." Dr. Reyes returned to her seat, the weight of the moment settling on her shoulders. The eyes of the galaxy were upon humanity, watching to see what they would do next. As the session adjourned, whispers of impending conflict buzzed through the corridors of the Council. The galaxy's leaders were terrified and uncertain. For the first time in eons, a single species had defied the Galactic Council and refused to bend. Outside the chamber, in the vast corridors of the Galactic Council headquarters, human and alien diplomats exchanged grim looks. The seeds of a galactic crisis had been sown. Meanwhile, back on Earth, news of the Council's ultimatum and humanity's defiance spread like wildfire. Across the globe, people gathered in public squares, watching broadcasts of the Council session. Instead of fear, A fierce pride blossomed. "We will not be ruled," voices echoed. Humanity was waking up, united, defiant, and ready to face whatever the galaxy might throw at them. Unleashing human resolve. The moment the Galactic Council's ultimatum became public knowledge, Earth and the human colonies buzzed with a mixture of adrenaline and defiance. From the sprawling megacities of Earth to the distant mining colonies orbiting distant stars, the message was clear: humanity would not bow to the Council's demands. In the heart of Earth's capital, the United Earth government convened an emergency session. In the sleek, glass-paneled chamber, leaders, scientists, military commanders, and diplomats gathered. At the center, Ambassador Liana Reyes stood once more, this time speaking not to alien diplomats but to her own people. "We face a defining moment in human history," she said, voice steady and resolute. "The Galactic Council demands submission. We choose freedom." Her words were met with thunderous applause. Human society, long known for its fierce independence and adaptability, rallied quickly. Across the globe, innovations that had been years in the making were accelerated, defense systems fortified, and colonies strengthened. But this wasn't just a call to arms. It was a call to outthink, outcreate, and outlast. In labs hidden deep beneath Earth's surface, and in orbital stations circling Mars and beyond, scientists unveiled a breakthrough that shocked even their own government. A new kind of technology based on quantum entanglement and chaotic principles, something the aliens could neither predict nor fully understand. Dr. Raj Patel, a leading physicist behind the project, explained to the assembly, "This isn't just an evolution of existing tech. It's a leap into a realm where our tools operate on principles that defy traditional physics. It's inherently unpredictable, but that's its strength. It will allow us to protect ourselves in ways the Council can't counter." News of this quantum frontier spread rapidly among humans, fueling a collective sense of invincibility. It was no longer just about resisting the Council's pressure, it was about proving humanity's unique brilliance. Meanwhile, the Council's spies and diplomats scrambled to decipher this new threat. Reports began trickling in. Strange devices appearing on the outskirts of their controlled space, equipment malfunctioning inexplicably in Council ships, communications disrupted by unknown interference. The Council's best minds were baffled. On a quiet space station near the asteroid belt, a small human delegation prepared for a mission unlike any before. Their goal was not violence or provocation, but demonstration. Led by Captain Marcus Chen, a decorated veteran known for his strategic brilliance, the team was tasked with showcasing humanity's ingenuity and resolve. "We're not here to start a war," Chen told his crew. "We're here to show what humans are capable of without firing a single shot." Their ship, the Indomitable, was equipped with the new quantum tech, a symbol of humanity's cutting-edge innovation. Their route was carefully chosen to pass near several alien systems, broadcasting messages of peace coupled with undeniable demonstrations of advanced technology. As the Indomitable traveled, reactions across the galaxy varied. Some alien worlds trembled, fearing what they could not control. Others watched with fascination and a grudging respect. The unpredictable nature of the technology made traditional espionage futile, and the humans' bold approach challenged long-held beliefs about power and diplomacy. Back on Earth, ordinary people watched the unfolding events with a mixture of pride and apprehension. For the first time in generations, humanity was not the underdog but a rising force demanding respect. In the midst of this surge, cracks appeared within the Galactic Council itself. Some factions saw the futility of opposing humanity head-on and quietly sought dialogue. Others doubled down on preparing for conflict, unwilling to accept a new order. Amid the turmoil, a small but growing movement emerged, alien species willing to break ranks with the Council. They saw in humanity's defiance a reflection of their own struggles, and they believed cooperation might yield a better future than endless conflict. On a remote moon orbiting a gas giant, an unlikely alliance quietly formed. Ambassador HFY of the Avarith, a reptilian species known for their diplomatic finesse, reached out to Liana Reyes with a simple message: "We wish to talk." For the first time, hope flickered amid the storm. But the challenges ahead were immense. Humanity's refusal to negotiate had shattered centuries of galactic order, and the ripple effects would soon reach every corner of known space. In boardrooms and war rooms alike, one thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council in chaos. Back at the Galactic Council's towering headquarters, the Grand Chamber was no longer a place of solemn order. It had descended into turmoil. The refusal of humanity to negotiate had cracked open a fault line beneath the centuries-old alliance of species. The Council, once a symbol of unity and diplomacy, was now fractured by fear and mistrust. In the aftermath of the human ambassador's defiant speech and Earth's rapid militarization, debates raged louder and more bitter than ever. The Council's leaders were divided into factions, each advocating vastly different approaches to the growing human problem. From the war faction, General Thrax of the Glittery slammed his clawed fist on the Council desk. Diplomacy has failed. We have spent decades trying to bring humanity in line, and what have we received? Defiance. Innovation beyond our control. They are a threat we must eliminate before they become unstoppable. His voice echoed through the chamber, drawing support from the more militant races, those who saw human unpredictability as a danger to all. Opposing them was the peace faction, led by the elder statesman, Sarah Vintal of the ethereal Vasari. We are risking everything by pushing humanity into a corner. Their technology, their spirit, it is unlike anything we've encountered, yes. But to attack now is to invite disaster. We must seek a path to coexistence, or the Council itself will unravel. Between these extremes was a third, quieter group, those who saw in humans a new kind of ally, a force that could revitalize a stagnant galaxy. They began forming secret coalitions, communicating through back channels, and quietly reaching out to human diplomats. Amid this chaos, intelligence reports flooded in with disturbing news. Human technology had started to appear in unexpected places: remote asteroid mining facilities, border patrol drones, even inside Council supply depots. Their quantum devices interfered with traditional surveillance, scrambled sensors, and even disabled weapon systems. Council engineers and scientists were baffled and frustrated. No amount of reverse engineering could fully explain the quantum tech's erratic and seemingly chaotic behavior. The Council's spies and assassins, tasked with undermining human efforts, found themselves outmatched. Several attempts to infiltrate human colonies or sabotage key projects ended in failure or were mysteriously thwarted. Whispers circulated of human operatives using the very unpredictability of their technology to outwit their enemies. Word of these exploits spread quickly among the Council's member species, fueling a mixture of fear, frustration, and grudging admiration. In a shadowy chamber far from the public eye, a clandestine meeting took place between a group of alien diplomats and humans. Ambassador HFY of the Avrith, who had quietly reached out in Chapter 2, met with Liana Reyes aboard a neutral space station. "We do not agree with your refusal to submit," HFY said quietly, "but we respect your courage and innovation. The Council's path leads only to ruin. Together, we can propose a new way forward, one based on mutual respect rather than control." Liana considered his words carefully. The human's defiance was rooted in the desire for freedom, but perhaps there was room for collaboration. "If we are to survive, alliances will be necessary," she admitted. This alliance was small but symbolic, the first real fracture in the Council's united front against humanity. Back in the Council chamber, the divisions deepened. Several species that had once been steadfast allies of the Council's leadership began expressing doubts. The ancient Zanari, whose wisdom was revered, cautioned patience and flexibility. The trade-centric Vakar worried that conflict with humanity would disrupt the delicate economic balance. Meanwhile, the war faction grew impatient, openly calling for a show of force. "If we wait, humanity's power will grow beyond control," General Thrax warned. "We must strike decisively." The Council's chancellor, Vexer, struggled to maintain order. His authority was challenged from all sides, and the once orderly chamber had become a cacophony of threats, accusations, and desperate appeals. Outside the Council, the instability spilled over. Minor conflicts flared between alien species aligned with opposing factions. Sabotage and espionage became commonplace, and the once tightly knit galactic order began to crumble. Meanwhile, the humans continued to advance their technology and diplomacy in tandem. Their quantum devices became more sophisticated, offering protection and tactical advantages without overt aggression. The galaxy watched, anxious and uncertain. The presence of humanity was a catalyst for change, destabilizing, disruptive, but also full of potential. The question remained, would the Galactic Council find unity and adapt to this new reality? Or would it fracture completely under the weight of its fear and ambition? As the Council struggled in chaos, the seeds of a galactic transformation had already been planted, and humanity stood at the center of it all, unbowed and unyielding. Humanity's new dawn. The tension outside the Galactic Council's headquarters was palpable. Ships from dozens of species hovered in the neutral zone, a silent show of force as the galaxy awaited the next move. But inside, the mood was charged with something else: uncertainty, hope, and the possibility of change. Humanity had arrived at the crossroads. After months of defiant silence and quiet innovation, Ambassador Liana Reyes prepared to deliver a message unlike any the Council had ever heard. The chamber, usually filled with fractious voices and heated debates, fell into expectant silence as Reyes stepped forward. Behind her, screens flickered to life, displaying the shimmering, almost mystical glow of humanity's quantum technology, devices that seemed to bend and ripple the very fabric of reality. Representatives of the Galactic Council, Reyes began, her voice calm and resolute. We did not come here to threaten or to dominate. We come to offer a vision, one where the galaxy grows stronger by embracing diversity, innovation, and freedom. She gestured to the displays. This technology you see is not a weapon to wield over others, but a tool to unlock potential. It represents the culmination of human creativity, born from a spirit that refuses to be shackled by fear or stagnation. Whispers spread across the chamber. The humans had always been unpredictable, but this demonstration was something entirely new. Reyes continued, "We seek not to tear down your institutions, but to rebuild them with respect for every species' right to chart its own course. Cooperation, not control, is the way forward." Several alien delegates exchanged hesitant glances. The war faction bristled, but even some of their leaders seemed caught off guard by the sincerity and power of the message. At that moment, the alliance forged quietly in the shadows came forward. Ambassador JRYLL of the Avrith rose and spoke in support. "We have witnessed humanity's strength and spirit firsthand. They are not a threat but a beacon, a challenge to us all to rise above old fears and limitations." More delegates nodded. Slowly, one by one, voices joined in support. The room shifted from confrontation to conversation. Outside, ships began to withdraw their weapons, tension easing as the possibility of peace took hold. Chancellor Vexer, once resolute in enforcing the old order, now faced a new reality. "Perhaps," he admitted, "it is time to embrace a new vision for our galaxy." The Council voted, narrowly but decisively, to recognize humanity not as rebels to be controlled, but as equals to be engaged. For humanity, this was not victory by force, but by unwavering resolve and innovation, a triumph of ideals and courage. As the Council began drafting a new charter that would include freedom, diversity, and innovation at its core, human colonies and allied species celebrated across the stars. Liana Reyes, standing aboard the Indomitable as it prepared to return home, reflected on how far humanity had come, from defiant outliers to leaders of a new galactic dawn. "We have shown the galaxy what it means to be human," she thought, "not just in strength or technology, but in spirit." And so, the galaxy stepped into a new era, one where the unpredictable spark of humanity ignited a future full of promise for all.